Oh my goodness, am I live and on time? And the biggest question is, can you hear me? Give me 1 second and I'm just going to see if you can hear me. Yes, you actually can. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me. Yes, you actually can. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, have I got a doozy for you guys? Have I got a doozy? Awesome. Okay, so because I'm actually live, because you can hear me, and because we are ready to go, I am going to make this a world record and get cracking right away, right away. So, first of all, I hope you're all doing well. Please drop in the chat. Where are you tuning in from? Because I actually don't know where you guys are. So I'd love to drop in the chat and let me know where you guys are from, where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to leave the comments just there. So I should be able to have a little browse and have a little look. But I'm not promising anything. It depends on how up to date that stays. So let me know how you are in the comments. Drop in where you are from. If you're watching live, say live. If you're watching replay, say replay. And I want to know if you have ever found yourself, reaching for snacks when you feel stressed or diving right into a pint of ice cream when you're stressed. What the fuck? Uh, okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. Oh my God. Ah. Am I live? Am I live? Okay, I think I'm live. That was weird. I just got kicked out of my Facebook account and I logged back in. And okay, I'm still live. Yeah, I got kicked out of my Facebook account on both my phone and my freaking laptop. How bizarre. And I can see Ziara live from Clearwater Beach, Florida. Yes, stress and snacks. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, and I hope you're still here. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so um, don't worry because I have absolutely been there before, right? I've been there before, and today I want to share with you just the three biggest helpers, biggest needle movers that me and my clients go through to stop stress eating so you can take back that control, okay? So let's talk about stress eating for just a moment. So you've had one of those days, right? Maybe your boss is being a nightmare, your kids are asking 5 million questions at once, or life is just lifing harder than usual. And I want you to imagine, right, before you know it, you're standing in front of the kitchen with a handful of crisps or chips or your face in the ice cream tub. Again, I know I've been there. If it sounds familiar, then I get it. Stress eating feels like this temporary relief, but then afterwards you feel shitty. You feel rubbish, maybe bloated, tired, maybe even guilty. And I know that it feels like a totally vicious cycle because you feel guilty, you're stressing, you're punishing, then you feel even more stressed. And how are you going to cope with that stress? Well, you're going to eat more. And I hear from so many women in this group and my clients. They say, Bianca, I don't know how to stop the stress eating, right? It's the only thing that I know how to do. It feels like I'm just on autopilot. And before I realize it, I've eaten half the cupboard, the tub, maybe I've eaten half of the bloody pantry. Or they say, I'm just so overwhelmed with life, I don't know how to deal with it in the moment anyway. So if this is resonating with you, just let me know in the comments. I think I'm live back again. Um, Sorry, but I'm having issues with technology here, even though we were on time. And let me know in the comments, like, does this resonate, and have you experienced this before? Because if you are not alone in this struggle, I promise. And here's the thing that you've really got to understand, ladies, is it's not your fault, right? Stress eating isn't about a lack of willpower. It says nothing about your self-worth or your ability to even lose weight. It's not because you're weak or undisciplined, right? It's literally how your brain is wired to cope with stress. So when you're overwhelmed, your brain looks for this quick relief. It's in emergency SOS mode, and that is danger for the body, for the human body, for the brain. There's danger. And for most of us, food is just the easiest, most accessible, most sociably accepted way to immediately calm down. Why? It's comforting. It increases and releases serotonin in our brain. It regulates our nervous system. And in the very moment, it works. It literally acts like a drug. Think of having like a shot to calm your nervous system, or a wine to unwind after a long day of work. But ladies, even though it's not your fault, it is your responsibility to take charge if you want things to change. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you recognize your patterns, to help you regulate your nervous system without vices, without the drugs, because the food is essentially acting like a drug, maybe helping you to escape, to disassociate, to run away, to forget your problems for just even a second. Oh, hello, Alita. Nice of you to join us. Carol, Holly. Whoa, we got a few on here, ladies. We got a few. So here are the 3 ways that you can start to break this cycle of stress eating. So grab a notebook and pen if you want to jot these down. So first up, I want you to create a pause moment, right? And this feels so freaking hard in the moment. The reason why, and I've used this analogy on one of our boot camps before, the reason why is because right now you have a trigger and an immediate response, and it has been done time and time and time again, so much so that it is now just habitual and it's automatic. So what we're doing is, imagine like a wind-up toy, and you're pulling the toy back, and this is like stress and life happening, right? It's pulling it back, and then when you let go, it's just going straight, right? It's like as soon as you let go, as soon as something happens, as soon as you're ready to alleviate that stress, that's it, gone. Before you even know it, before you blink, it's down to the end of the room and trying to climb up the window or the wall, right? And so what we're doing is we're receiving all that stress, and before we let go, before we explode, before we go and run to our immediate destination, I want you to take a pause. So you're basically putting your hand in front of that toy that you've wound up and it's ready to go. You're putting your hand in front of that toy, and we're creating a pause moment. You can go to your destination. That's perfectly fine. Because in fact, that destination is probably going to be the only thing that's going to work for a short period of time. But the more you put your hand in front of that toy before it zooms off, the more you give yourself that moment, just a pause, the more likely you are to change the action, to change the behavior, which is going to give you a different result. So the less likely over time, you're going to immediately turn to food and start questioning, is food actually what I need right now? So I tell my clients, listen to your belly, listen to your thoughts, place a hand on your heart and take a pause. This is what I teach my clients to do. Okay, so you're getting the exact tools that I teach my clients. Lucky you. Listen to your belly, listen to your thoughts, place a hand on your heart and take a pause. So when you feel the urge to stress eat, to emotional eat, to binge eat, when you've got a craving, try and pause for just 30 seconds. And what you can do is just ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I physically hungry? Now, there is a little bit of a caveat here. Like, please bear in mind that if you're a chronic dieter, these messages, right? The language that your body is speaking, if you're a chronic dieter, these might be numbed, they might be silenced. You might not even recognize that you have any hunger cues. So they might take time to come back, but with a lot of patience and persistence and practice, they will come back, right? You might not have any hunger signs. And if you don't, then it's probably a sign that you need to jump onto the bootcamp, but it's probably a sign that you have been a chronic dieter in the past and that you've just learned to silence them. You've learned to override them. And that's perfectly okay, but you need to unlearn that, right? You need to learn your body's language. You need to start decoding what your body is telling you. Your body is always talking to you. It's always talking to you. So hunger is your body's way of talking to you. If you don't have and you don't recognize any hunger signals, then you need to first take time to learn those. Okay. So if you're a chronic dieter, you might not recognize, they might be numbed or silenced, your hunger cues. And so you need to learn how to bring those back. If your body is displaying hunger, just eat. Please, for the love of God, eat. Right? You'll see so many testimonies after testimonies after testimonies of my clients, of bootcamp attendees, loads and loads and loads of them, of everyone who is losing weight without feeling like overly hungry. And that's something that I really want to break in the diet industry, is this illusion or this perception that you have to be fucking starving every single day in order to lose weight. This is not true. This is absolutely not true. In fact, it's the total opposite. Yes, you need to feel comfortably hungry, right? In order to eat, in order to recognize that you're hungry, but not starving. We shouldn't be starving. So if you are hungry, that is a good sign that you need food. So you can attend that. But if you're not physically hungry, you might need to recognize that it's probably an emotional hunger. Now, to help with this, emotional hunger typically hits like all of a sudden. And it's a craving for something really, really, really specific, like tacos, like cookies, like potato chips, is typically carbohydrates, right? Typically carbs. It could be bread, breadsticks, could be fats as well, and sugar. So sugar is carbs, but also fats. They're both triggering the pleasure points in the brain. So it's probably an emotional hunger if it's very, very specific. So this little pause is going to help you to start recognizing what is really going on. And that's all you need to do for now, right? That's all you need to start practicing is pausing. Practice the pause. The power is in the pause, team. Practice the pause. And hey, if you decide to eat anyway, if you decide that that's where your destination is going, that's okay. We're just building awareness at this stage. Awareness is always the first step to change. We've got to be aware of our behaviors because we can't change something that we don't recognize is there. If we don't recognize it's there, sorry. So give yourself a pause, even if the destination is still the same. So when you recognize you're about to dive in to the cupboard, to the pantry, you have an urge, you have a craving, you want to get rid of your stress, before you put that food in your mouth, just take a minute pause or 2 minutes, however long you possibly can. Ask yourself, am I hungry? If I am, it's okay, eat, right? You might be hungry and stressed. And so that's another caveat, which I'm not going to go into right now. You might be hungry and stressed. That's okay, but you still need to regulate your nervous system before you go and eat. But if you're not hungry, take a pause. The second step is to identify your triggers, okay? So stress eating doesn't just happen out of nowhere. It's often tied to maybe a specific situation. So it could be work stress, family, the in-laws, feeling overwhelmed, maybe at the end of your day, or even stressed out and exhausted from the day. Once you know your triggers, you can really start addressing them head on, right? You can start addressing them before it becomes the problem. So for example, if work stress is a big one, what can you do to decompress before heading home, before you get to the pantry, the kitchen, the restaurant, the takeaway? What can you do before then? So that you're not perpetuating the automatic behaviors, the automatic choice to go for food. Team, is this all making sense? Can you just like pop a little thumbs up or a yes in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down? Like, let me know. I can see the chat. I think I can see the chat. So I want to see what's going on for you guys. What's going on for you? Let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Also, I want to know that I'm not talking to myself and that I'm still live. Okay, so the third one is to create a stress menu, right? We're going to build a stress menu. Alita, heart. I'm assuming that's a yes. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So finally, we're going to create and build a stress menu. So stress eating happens because food is a quick way to soothe yourself, right? It's a quick way to soothe yourself. And we know this because I've already mentioned to you, right? It releases serotonin in the brain. That's a feel-good hormone. But what if you had other options on the menu, right? What if you had other tools in your toolkit? I always say to my clients, if food isn't the problem, food isn't the solution. Write that down. If any one of you are watching this on replay or live right now, write that down. If food isn't the problem, food isn't the solution. I'm going to give you a pause just to write it down. Yes, makes sense. Awesome. Pause. Yes. If food isn't the problem, food isn't the solution. If food isn't going to resolve the problem long term, not short term, not immediately, long term, then food isn't the solution that you're after. It's just this idea, this like, I was going to say something, but I don't think it's the right word. It's like this pretend solution, right? It's just the only resolve that your brain currently knows that will help with the situation right now. So, for example, if you're super freaking stressed and overwhelmed from a big day of work and you've got the kids coming home, they're coming home soon, and no one else is in the house, and you know that this is your perfect opportunity to help your nervous system and calm your nervous system down before everything else kicks off again, before you have to do basically the second job of the day, which is be a parent or a wife or look after yourself if you're just alone, right? Imagine that's your opportunity to help regulate your nervous system, and your brain goes, right, give me something now because I'm about to head into, chores. I'm about to go and wash my hair and do meal prep or look after the kids or look after the husband. Whatever it is, you're going into that second phase. Let's just imagine. And your brain goes, right, calm the fudge down right now. And so you go, oh, I'm just going to grab I just want to eat everything. I just want food. I just need something. Let me know. Have you ever said like, I just need something? Drop in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Have you ever said, oh, I just need something? It's not, oh, I'm really, really hungry. I need to eat that salad. It's just something, right? Drop into the chat. Have you ever felt like that or said that before? That's when your brain just goes, I just need something to help regulate my nervous system. So right then and there, your brain just knows that grabbing a whole bunch of food is the right solution at that time. Now, your menu of solutions that you can create could be simple, freaking simple things like deep breathing in the moment of stress or regular intervals of breath work throughout the day. It can be nighttime or morning stretching, or even extending a text to a friend to vent with their consent, of course. Let's face it, nobody actually likes anyone who just offloads all of their shit on them if they're not ready for it. The goal is to find something that actually soothes your stress, right? I'm not talking about shit that society tells you or the Instagram carousel tells you that you need to do to relieve stress. I'm talking about whatever helps relieve stress for you. Every single one of you watching this, right? Like you can use what you see online and on Instagram and the suggestions that I give you as suggestions, but they might not actually help you relieve stress. Someone once told me, do a coloring book Oh my God, a coloring book stresses me out because I can't color within the lines. So it stresses me out, right? Coloring is not a stress reliever for me. So the goal is to find something that soothes your stress without relying on food. Remember, food is just the one option on your menu, right? Food is just the one option on your menu. It doesn't have to be the only one thing, option on your menu. Now, I do want to say this, team, if you do end up stress eating, and let's be real, it happens to all of us. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you're broken. It just means that there's a level of aftercare that is really important. Okay. You don't want to overreact. You don't want to punish yourself for it. And that's something that I go in like full depth with in my Regenerate program with my clients so that they can start to kind of desensitize that reward punishment cycle, ultimately reducing the excess stress that you can cause by stressing out about your overeating, right? Like a dog chasing its tail. You might stress out, eat, and then stress yourself out even more because you ate and punish yourself, which is stressful. So you're creating that cycle, right? Like a dog chasing its tail. So we want to break that. And in my program, we ensure that you are fully prepared with frameworks to help take that pause and choose a different solution, and frameworks to assess what went wrong and build better resilience for next time it inevitably happens. But for now, ladies, I want you to focus on pausing, identifying your triggers, and building an alternative menu of solutions. They're your three things, okay? That's how you are going to stop stress eating. In the moment, if that wind-up toy, if your stress has been pulled and pulled and pulled all day, and you've got only one solution, one destination, then you're probably going to go straight to it. But if you're not taking a pause, if you're not creating alternative solutions, if you're not putting things in place or recognizing what your triggers are, you've got absolutely no hope in changing that. So they're your first three steps. And they are gold, by the way, right? This is what clients pay for, just some of it. This is just a little tiny insight, tiny insight into the things that we do. Pause, yes. Alita, yes, sitting down to watch TV, my brain says, where is the snack? Okay, so yeah, your trigger is probably the TV. I'm really glad that you mentioned that as well, Alisa. Like I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I'm just going to sit down to relax. I'm just going to watch TV to relax and chill out. Quite a lot of the time, the TV does the opposite. So be very careful with what you're watching and how it makes you feel and how it makes you react. Hello, Bobby. Lovely for you to join us. Thank you for joining us. So team, if all of this really resonated with you and you're like, holy shit, I need to do this. I need to take things further. I need to actually get my ass in gear. I need to kick up the ass and I need to do this for me. I want the results. I want to stop this. This is important to me. Then just drop the word bootcamp under here in the comments, right? My 5-day plant-based weight loss bootcamp is happening next month. New dates are set and we'll go even deeper into topics like this, right? You're going to learn practical tools to build healthier habits without the overwhelm. You're going to learn how to reignite your body's natural language. You're going to learn how to use your body as the tool instead of using MyFitnessPal, instead of tracking your calories, instead of weighing everything. Trust me, you do not want to miss out. The results that we had from the last bootcamp and every single bootcamp, to be fair, have been insanity. So I'm really looking forward to the next one as always, because they are freaking awesome. If you've been on a bootcamp before and you're watching this live or replay, just drop into the chat how you found it. Did you enjoy it? Do you think that you'll do another one? Are you coming back? I think that the video that I'm watching, what you guys are watching, is actually really delayed. Alrighty, team. Well, look, that's it from me anyway. So I hope this gave you some really practical ideas to stop that stress eating. Remember, this is a process. It's not about perfectionism. It's about progress over perfection. You've got this. I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. I could be here closer if you were in boot camp, but don't forget to comment boot camp if you want more details, if you want the dates, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now, team. Take care. Bye.